What's up, everyone? I'm up here today at Lovell Canyon Road, and I'm going to be hiking up Mount Wilson, which is the tallest peak in Red Rock, at least Sandstone Peak. I'm sure there's other peaks that might be a little bit higher than that around Red Rock. It's about 7,000 feet. I think right now I'm about 5,500 feet, and it's 3 miles up about, I think, from here. Maybe a little bit more, I'm not sure. So, 1,500 feet elevation gain, not too bad. I'd rather be doing this hike coming from this side than going through First Creek Canyon, which is where a lot of people go in at. I don't know, man. I'm kind of losing my interest in doing some of that rock scrambling just because I don't like exposing myself to cliffs and whatnot, and a lot of those hikes entail that. So I'm gonna play it safe today and enjoy nature, enjoy this weather. It's like 65 out today, I think. It's supposed to warm up some, but it's really nice right now. I don't know if this is going to be a super long video, how much I'm going to film, because we'll just see. We'll just see what the hike entails. So, looking forward to it. Can't wait for the views. So, as you can see, it's just basically a road. I'm going to be going up through that valley. It's interesting because you really can't see any of the sandstone or any part of Red Rock right here, but we will here in a little bit. Anyway, I'll just show you kind of what the scenery looks like up here. Some pine trees, but I don't know, it's interesting. It's different than down near Las Vegas area. Yeah, it definitely looks different, kind of a different environment. So that's pretty much it, you know. I'm just gonna hike up this road until it turns into a trail and go up through that valley. See what we got coming up. So here's what the end of the road looks like. It's got a sign that says no motor vehicles, and there's actually looks like a place to park here and maybe a campsite. I was not able to drive my car up here, so I had to walk about a mile or a mile and a half to get up here. So now I am just going to go up through this trail right here and continue forward to Mount Wilson. Well, I didn't expect anything like this. I could climb up that, but I'm just gonna go around up this bank and go around. Okay, I'm almost up to the ridge line near First Creek Overlook. From there, I'll head up to Mount Wilson. This is actually a much harder hike than I thought it was going to be. Just a lot of scrambling. I think I'm going to come back down a different way. But yeah, I think I've already hiked 4 miles maybe. Yeah. And I've got several more to go, I think. So this is going to be a long day. But I'm feeling good. It's windy up here. It's still kind of chilly, actually. So I've been wearing my hoodie. I'll show you what the view's like in a second. I've got a view to the south at this point. I've exited one of the gullies. Whew, so let's keep on trekking until we get to Mount Wilson. Okay, I had to get out of the wind so I could explain where we're at. This is looking down into Oak Creek Canyon. If you look close enough, you can see where the parking lot is, where people park and hike up into Oak Creek, which I've been in before, and yeah, it's actually pretty rugged through there. I made it so far, but I turned around. That is Rainbow Peak right there. I do believe, if it's not, correct me, but I'm pretty sure that's Rainbow Peak. And then Rainbow Wall on the other side. And then there's Mount Wilson over there. So I just basically need to scramble down some rock and then go on up. I mean, it looks pretty free going up there. I don't expect any obstacles, but we'll see when we get there. Anyway, this is just beautiful. It's crazy how, the rock changes all of a sudden, and that's one of the things that makes this area unique. As you can see, near the first creek overlook, basically a cliff, so there's no way I'm going that way, so I've resorted to kind of going, let's see, trying to get my bearings straight. Yeah, basically off the north side, just going off on this, walking on the side of this hill. So I'm just gonna walk down this way around this cliff, which I guess is First Creek Overlook, and then just ascend up to Mount Wilson, not far from here. Okay, so as you can see, I had to do a little bit of a class 3 move to get where I'm at, and looking that way is where I came from, so you kind of just hug the cliff, and nowhere that's really dangerous, I would say. So here we are again, actually still looking down into Oak Creek Canyon. There's Mount Wilson right there, and Rainbow Mountain / Rainbow Peak over that way, and then Calico Basin way out over there. Me and a buddy of mine hiked there earlier this week. So basically I've got a little bit more scaling the side of this mountain / hill to go, and then walking up, and hopefully I can find a way that's a little bit easier on the way back. We shall see. So I'm going to rest up and then head on up. Would you guys believe there's bighorn up here on the top of Mount Wilson? It's pretty wild, huh? There's a third one peeking over. There's one on the left, one in the middle, one on the right, just past that tree. What's up, everybody? I normally don't do this, but I wanted to share the official final stats on the hike because I didn't really know at the time until I was finished. Um, so this is actually the day after. Anyway, I figured out after logging everything, it's actually about 13 miles from Lovell Canyon Campground up to Mount Wilson. The way I came back was actually a little bit better than the way I went up, and I'll try to share that information with you so you can see it on the map. I drank about 200 ounces of water, and that was enough. Had one bottle left. The breeze really helped a lot. I signed the climber's log, and there was only, yesterday was the 28th. The last person that signed it I saw was a group of people actually that signed it on the 20th. I don't know I'm guessing people have been up there since then. I don't know. I didn't see anybody at all. It was really windy up there, but the temperature was great and the wind actually helped. It really makes a difference, like the heat, you know. That day I hiked, that was 114 degrees in First Creek Canyon. That made me sick. That made me that gave me heat exhaustion. But yesterday, I doubt if it really got, with the elevation and everything I was at, it might have gotten up to maybe 80, low 80s, and so that was good. You know, lots of scrambling up the wash. Somebody was asking me about how the hike is. When you first start out, it's a road, and then the road turns into more or less a trail, like gravel trail. And then once you go up into the valley, and this is coming from Lovell Canyon, you can either kind of go left or right. When I went up, I went left, and I went up a wash and came out just north of First Creek Overlook, and that was rough. I mean, that took a lot of scrambling, and it kind of slowed me down. When I came back down the south side of First Creek Overlook. I had to climb. That was tough too, coming down Mount Wilson and then climbing back up First Creek Overlook. That's tough. That is very, very steep. But anyway, once I got up there, I went down a different wash, again, coming from the south side of First Creek Overlook, and there was a lot less obstacles, so I would recommend that route if you're going to do this hike. I think, you know, all in all, I think cumulative elevation gain was about 3,000 feet. I started out, actually, I miscalculated. I started out at about 5,000 and ended up at 7,000, and I would add almost 1,000 feet to that from where I climbed down First Creek Overlook and then back up Mount Wilson, and then of course coming back. It's really fun. There are no sorry I'm rambling so much, but if you've made it this far to the video, you're probably interested to know the rest of the information. It's all class 1 and 2, okay? Except there were a few spots that you could call class 3, but nothing beyond that. Really no exposure. As I've said before, I'm not a fan of that, and I'll pretty much hold to that. I mean, the way I look at it is I don't think it's worth hurting myself or even killing myself. There's people in my life, my family, my mom and dad are still alive. I would hate to end up killing myself just by making one wrong step and them having to live through that. That would be horrible. And so I know I respect people that do that you know, that, and maybe I'll get to that point one day where I can, you know, do class 3 and 4 exposure, not think anything about it. I'm just not there right now. I'm not ready for that at this point in my life. So anyway, it is a great hike, 13 miles round trip. Took me about 8 hours. My legs were like jello at the end. I ended up eating a lot of food afterwards, which I needed. And yeah, I would totally do it again. So that's it for this video officially. If you have any questions about this hike, let me know.